Hello everybody, my name is Dragoon, and today I'm doing a viewer request that I got in the comments of one of my videos. It was to do a deck profile on one of the decks I mainly use. They didn't really specify which one because now I use two decks on this one, but there's only one I use on here and in real life, card for card, and that is this one that means Fluttershy. The official name for it online is called Flutterpeasant, and it's called Peasant because all the cards in here are relatively cheap, and it won't cost you anything to make it. And as you've seen through my videos, I've won very handily with it. Although in the past I had a Lyra Heartstrings. I forget what the subtitle for that card is, but that's an ultra rare card, and that one costs a pretty penny. But I took it out for other cards, but I'll go through all those cards. So without further ado, let's get into this deck. So of course my main is Fluttershy from the premiere. This is Fluttershy Beastmaster. She has a home limit of 3 on her start. Of course she only has 1 yellow or kindness. I'm not sure whatever's proper. I don't know what people would say. They say it's like it's a kindness or whatever. Or, she has a home limit of 3, and when you confront this card's problem, if you have a critter friend at that problem, you can turn this card over. When she's boosted, she has a power of 3. Her home limit becomes a staggering 5. And she gets the caretaker ability, which gives her +1 power while at a problem with at least 1 critter friend. And her effect is at the start of a face-off involving this card, you may move a critter friend to this card's problem. And that is a free move. Now this card's pretty good, but compared to the Gala Fluttershy, I forget her subtitle card is. It's right in here. Let's take a quick look. Whoop. From here, I have to use the arrow keys. Is that it? Yeah, this one, Friends to Animals. Hers, you can say, is just a little. This one's like pretty good. As in a previous video, I got pretty much stomped on by this card because it was so good. But this one's pretty. Yeah, I just like this one, and it's like built around this card, and it's pretty much good. But that's my main, and then we go into my friends. I have 25 friends, which is staggering. I guess in no particular color order, or since it's not really alphabetized, but it's how I put it in there. I'm running 2 Fluttershy Guidance Counselors. It's a rare card, but it's not really that expensive. Or you have a chance of getting it in a pack, but it's a 3-cost. What I like to say is when I say like 3/3 for 3. So when I say 3 and 3, I mean 3 cost and 3 power on the field. 4/3. For 3, because it's kind of like how you say it in Magic. You have like a 7/5/4/7 or something, but I say it in reverse. In this instance, I'm saying it's a 3/3/4/3. If that makes any sense, just going into the future, I guess. If it doesn't, I don't. It's just me. But this is one of the. This is probably one of the better cards in the game. Just overall. And that's because of her effect on reaction is when an opponent receives at least 1 action token, and you may exhaust this card, and if you do, that opponent loses 1. So basically every time their turn starts, you can exhaust her to -1 action token, and it can really mess up a lot of people's play. So I only run 2 of them. A lot of decks run 3. It's just my preference on running them at 2, because this is supposed to be like it's a really fast deck. And it likes its low cost guys. So this is like one of my higher cost friends here. And then of course we have 3 Forced Owls. It's a 1/4/0. Oh, it has no power, but it has the effect of each of your other characters at a problem with this card gets +1 power. So it's really a power boost, and having 2 on a problem boosts themselves, and then it's just a crazy You know how Force Owls are, very splashable in just about any deck, although a big pain to flip for face-offs. Next we have 3 Falcon, Fast and Furious. He, or I hope it's a he, is a 1/1 for 1, all ones, and when you move this card to a problem, you can move a critter to that problem for free. So, I like to call it like the Falcon train. Like Falcon moves Owl, or Falcon moves Falcon, which moves another one. So you could just create a long chain of effects with Falcon. And next we have 3 Apple Brown Betties. She's a 3 cost for 3 power. She has no effect whatsoever, but she is a regular old powerhouse. As for having no other color requirements other than just the 3 action tokens, it's really good. She also serves as my activator for most of my pink removal cards, such as Here Is Your Invitation and Downright Dangerous. And she's just a high power card. Next we have Flitters, which is a 1 for 1. And her effect is, while involved in a Troublemaker face-off, this card gets +1 power. I don't really use that effect much too often, but it comes in handy sometimes. And, like if I want to get rid of my own Arizodal, or my opponent has a Troublemaker on, like, just a regular Troublemaker. I hate when people play villains on me. It's really bad. Next I have 3 High Spirits. It's just a 1/1. It's just for those, low cost things. Sometimes I just really need, like, just that 1 extra pink just to play a card, so High Spirits just comes in handy, and she's so happy. Next we have arguably one of the other best cards in the game. We have 3 Pinkie Pie, Pinkie Responsibility Pie. She costs 4 and 2 for 2. Oh, but with such a high cost, she better have a good effect, which she does. Is when you play this card to a problem, you can dismiss an opponent's friend at that problem. And so she's really good for getting rid of just about anything at the problem. She's a rare, so she might be pretty hard to find. I don't know what their prices are at this point. You'd have to check sites like CCG Castle or whatever. But I don't think she's that expensive. Although it's a pretty darn good effect. Next we have 3 Eagles. One of the only Candlelight Knights cards I'm actually running, as far as friends go. Candlelight Knights didn't really do much for this deck, but, critters with really good effects are really good. And this one just has a really good effect. But, it costs 3, you need 1 power, 3/1, and then it has 3 power, so that's pretty good. It has the pumped ability, which, after a face-off involving it, you get to put the flipped card underneath it, although I can't really figure out how to do it on Octagon. Somebody will have to tell me eventually, or I'll figure it out. But on reaction at the start of any phase, including your opponent's, you can spend a card from beneath this card to move this card. And so it moves around for free. So there's a lot of cards that kind of move around for free. And then last but not least, I have 2 Snips and Snails Problem Solvers. It's a 2/3 with 3 power, but it's not going to be going into any face-offs because of its really good effect. During the main phase, you can exhaust and retire this card to replace its problem. Which is very good for, like, if your opponent is meeting a problem too fast and you can't really keep up with them. Nathan, this card can come in at just the right clutch. And see, it has that 3 power requirement, which is why the Apple Brown Betty is just that much useful. So, anybody that's running a secondary pink color should really run Apple Brown Betty. If you main Pinkie Pie or the new DJ Pawn 3, I wouldn't really run Apple Brown Betty just because you don't really need the extra power. Because you're going to have it with Pinkie Pie. Or DJ Pawn 3. But, yeah. And the reason I'm not running 3 is because of, well, I mean, I could run 3? I just don't feel safe because I don't want to, like, draw into Snips and Snails and not be able to play him. And because, like, as you see, the only yellow I'm playing are the other copies of Fluttershy and the birds. I want to kind of call this deck Avian Flu just for that reason. But I guess I don't really have a good reason for not running 3. I'm just running 2 because they're replacements for the Lyra Heartstrings I remembered. I was playing earlier, you know. Oh, I could take out a High Spirits if I want, but I don't know if that would just mess up the deck. Although there are times when I would draw High Spirits and I'm wishing like, oh, it could have been Snips and Snails. So I might change that in the future. You know, still testing. Next we've got resources. I'm only running 3 resources and they're all the same card. It's too many bandages. It costs 2 and you need 2 kindness out. It has 3 power for face-offs, but it's a resource condition and you play it on a friend and this friend gets -2 power. Alright, so it's really great for like weakening all those strong cards. It's like it was like either a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Oh, it was a duel that I posted where there was a what's her name? Holly Dash? And I just realized that Holly Dash is like a really big threat only because she has that 4 power. Her ability to move other creatures, or not creatures, but friends, isn't really that threatening. It's just that she has 4 power, and that's just a lot. Smack too many bandages on it, and it only has 2 power. It's not really that threatening. You'd be surprised. Plus, it can lower the power so that all those high power friends can just become in range of your removal events, which I'll get to in a minute here. We have 9 events. We have 3 Critical Cavalry, one of the best yellow events you can run. It only costs 1, but you need 2 kindness on the field. It has 3 power for face-offs. It's an event and a gotcha. For face-off reactions, you play after you flip a card. That card gets +5 power this face-off. It kind of sucks when you get what went wrong on the card after you play Critical Cavalry, because, you know, because you gotcha, you know, I don't know. Next we have 3 Downright Dangerous, one of the better removal spells. It's a 2. It costs 2, you need 2 pink on the field. It has 5 power for face-offs, which is which is pretty good. It's great. But during the main phase, you choose an opponent's friend, and it gets -2 power. Just pretty much the same effect as bandages. You just choose a friend, and it gets 2 powers. But it's only until the end of the turn. But if it has 0 power or less, dismiss it. Like if it hits 0 or less. So it's really good for removal. So like anything that's like 4 or greater, which we don't really run into as a base. You can power up past 4, of course, but anything 4 or higher, you could do too many bandages and then smack a Downright Dangerous on them to get rid of, let's say, Holly Dash. Who knows? The last events, I'm running 3. Here's your invitation. And this one only costs 1, but you need that 3 pink, which, again, the Apple Brown Betty really comes in handy. Yeah, and again, it has 5 power just like the Downright Dangerous, so this deck can really go into face-offs pretty luckily, I guess. But its effect is, during the main phase, you can dismiss an opponent's friend with 1 power or less. And so it gets rid of other Forest Owls that are in play, or just those 1 power friends that are really annoying. Like, Cloud Chaser, I can think of one, and then other Falcons, you know, or in the Miramax. Next, we're running 8 Trollmakers. We got 3 yellow Sprites, probably one of the most basic Sprites that every deck should run, just because of its effect. At the start of an opponent's Troublemaker phase, they discard a random card. It's really great. Hey, but it's kind of basic at 4. I'm also running 3 purple Sprites. I call this like second best Sprite. Even though there's only 3, but I mean they could release the other colors like orange Sprite and who knows how many other Sprites there are. Blue Sprite. I kind of really want those. Which is kind of weird that you didn't see any in the second set, so, you know, Crystal Games, cross your fingers. They don't have to have amazing effects, they just have to have, like, just regular ones, you know. Like this one, you know, again, at the start of your opponent's Troublemaker phase, they exhaust one of their characters. Exhausting characters every turn can be pretty great. And then, last but not least, we run 2 of the Mighty Awazotl. Oh, he is a villain, so whenever he is revealed, all friends at the problem are frightened. And then at the end of each player's Troublemaker phase, that player moves one of their characters home from this card's problem. So he could pretty much stall the game, as people have experienced. And that was all each problem, whether they be yours or your opponent's, they can really slow down the game, because you have to have to face off on him, like, at that turn, or he's gonna move 1, and if you lose, you move 2 back. And that's it for the main deck. Then we have the problem deck, which consists of course, 10 cards. We have 2 this way little ones. It's a little bit small, so I'm gonna shorten the window here, just so you can hear it, or see it. Not hear it, see it. So, there we go. Oh, hopefully the text is legible. Well, I can't really tell, or maybe I can. One sec. Squeeze me. I don't know. Oh, my little mini screen doesn't tell me anything. And hopefully you can read it. If not, I'm going to tell you what the effect is. But first, to solve it, if it's your problem, I need 3 kindness and 2 of any other color. And the opponent needs 6 of anything. But it says when this problem is played, the owner may move one of their critter friends. So it basically has the effect of Falcon, and then, you can move Falcon there, and then Falcon can move other things. It's total shenanigans. And it's one of the best yellow problems, along with this next one here. May the best pet win. And your opponent needs 8, you need 4 kindness and 3 of any other color, which is very easy for this deck to do. But when this problem is played, it's a search. It searches for 1 critter. There's a new Fluttershy. There's a Fluttershy from the Carolina Knights set that the element of heart, the element of kindness card. That one, when you play it, you can search for 2. But yellow is the only deck that actually has like search parameters. No other deck actually searches like yellow can. And this problem is like one of the better ones. And then because we have 2 bunny breakouts, just a regular old problem. Then we have like the only pink one I'm running, which is Mean Meanie Pants. It's when it's played, both players draw a card. So not really too bad of an effect. It does require the 2 pink power, which can be kind of bothersome because I only have the 1 drops for 1, and then Pinkie Responsibility Pie is the only one that I have 2 pink power with, so there obviously be an Apple Brown Betty on that problem for me. And then, of course, my yellow covers the other one. Well, and then the last problem in my problem deck is 2 Comforting Critters, which is a starting problem, but I don't really start with it. But what this problem is, or while at this problem, this card's owner's main character has +1 during the main phase, so it could be good for a start, just in case you don't have that, if you need that extra power. I don't really need it, but there's not other problems that I would really want to play. There is the other card I used to run before this, because this is a Carolina Knights card, was a Thorn in His Paw, but I didn't like, it had like a high requirement cost, or like I couldn't really meet it sometimes, for some reason. I might want to put that back in, but I'm not sure. I'm just testing stuff out. And, since it's a starting problem, I could probably start with this one day. I don't know. Oh, but that is the yellow deck. Let me just expand the screen for a second. Or for the video. Here we go. What? Oh, no. I'm clicking stuff. But that is my Fluttershy Beastmaster deck, otherwise known as Flutterpeasant. All these cards are relatively cheap. None of the cards are ultra rare, except for maybe. Well, no, the Awazotl is rare, so Oh, you can get the foil versions of these just to bling your deck up a little bit, but And you could have like alternate cards. I don't know if Snips and Snails would be, or if something like Lyra would be a better alternative. Don't get me wrong, Lyra is a good card, but it could be kind of expensive. But Snips and Snails is almost equally as powerful, even though it doesn't have the same effect. And most people, instead of running Lyra, they would rather run the other dude who's in Candlelight Nights. Let me see, just a sec. No. It's not Shooting Star. Applejack. Hondo Flanks. Globetrotter, that's him. Yeah. They'd rather run Globetrotter other than Lyra. Because he has literally the same effect, except you don't need to exhaust him. He has the pumped feature for that. So, spend a card, draw 2. He's just really good. But anyways, let me know what you think of this deck. Like, you can post like improvements to the deck, or just tell me like how good this deck is. You can play the deck for yourself if you want, and tell me how you like it. And that's all I got for you. I may be a little late on the videos, and I'm sorry I didn't post anything prior to the week. Or, well, I didn't post anything Saturday. But I had a very good reason, but that's nothing to share on the video. So with that rambling, I will see you on the next video. See you then.